In this video, we're going to go through and configure Eclipse, which is Android developer tools, on a Mac computer to make sure that we're using the right Java development kit that we installed a few videos ago. And then we're going to go through and configure some other settings within Eclipse itself. So let's get into that now. Go into my system preferences. You should now have this little option down here in the bottom sort of panel of your system preferences called Java. You click on that. Now, just to make sure we're running the right version, click on About, and you should now see version 8, which is of course the one we've just downloaded. Next, we want to click on Java, click on View, and you double click here into this little path until you can actually access it and you can move the cursor around. Then what you need to do, I'm holding down Command and pressing A to select the entire contents. And you can't right click to copy, so you'll have to just do a Command C. We've copied that entire line, that path, because we need to put that into Eclipse. So I'm going to cancel out of that. And I'm going to go and start Eclipse now. I'll just cancel out of this. Okay, so I'm going to go in and start Eclipse as I would normally do. The other thing I wanted to point out here was this is the first time you run Eclipse, or actually it will continually ask you this until you click this button here to say you don't want to see it again. Eclipse is now asking you, where do you want to store your projects? Now what I suggest you do is have a location that you store them in so you always know where they are. And that's because you'll need access to those in future videos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new workspace in my developer folder that I created and put all my files in there. So I'm going to click on Developer. I'm going to create a new folder and call it Workspace. And I'm going to click on Open. And you can see now that the workspace is under Users, Dev, Developer, Workspace. Now obviously Dev will be the name of your username on your Mac, but in this case, this particular Mac, the username is Dev. So I can click on OK. Then what we need to do is tell Eclipse to use this new JDK. Let's give it a second to start up. Okay, so to do that, go into Eclipse and select Preferences. Go into Java and select Installed JREs. So click on Add, select Standard VM, JRE Home. Now this is the directory. This is what we've copied and pasted, so I'm just going to now paste in by doing right click and paste the entire path that we got from the Java system preferences section. Now you notice at the moment it's saying target is not a JDK root. That's fine. What we need to do is delete up until the / after home, and you'll see what happened. Watch down here on the screen under JRE system libraries and watch what happens when I keep deleting. So I'm backspacing. And see that I just did nothing else, and it was checking this path each time I was deleting a character, and it's finally found it for us. So that's great. That's what we want it to do. So click on Finish. And you can see now we've got a JDK. So this is what we've done now is we've downloaded the JDK, the latest version of the Java development kit, and we've now set it up within Eclipse and told Eclipse to use it at this point forward. So we just need to check a few other options and change them as appropriate. So we're going to click on Eclipse and choose Preferences. Go into General, so click on Expand General tab out, expand out the editors, then click on Text Editors. And make sure you select Show Line Numbers. It just makes it easy to see what you're doing. So I'm just going to click OK to save that. Go back into Eclipse and Preferences again. The second thing to check is to go down here now to Java, expand that out, and click on Compiler. You need to make sure your compiler compliance level is set to 1.6. Now, if by default it'll be set to 1.4, but if you don't set it to 1.6, you'll find some of the projects later videos will not work correctly. By setting it to 1.6, we're just enabling and telling the Eclipse interactive development environment to allow certain identifiers and certain statements, such as the enum keyword, that were specific to that version of Java. So that's it. So you can click on Apply if you want to, or just click on OK, which would have done the same thing. Those changes are now complete and we're ready to move on.